What up? We're back with the best and worst tattoo TikToks I could find since last week. Little update, I got my hand tattooed. Check it out. Got this a couple days ago. It's still so swollen and very bruised, if you can't tell. It was done by Mike Hyatt at Good Times Tattoo in Salt Lake City, Utah. I now have both of my hands done by Mike. Now, enough about me. Let's get into the TikToks. And I want to start off by posing a question to you. Is it important for tattoos to last a long time? Because I think there's validity to wanting to get tattoos and knowing they're not going to age well. Like, I think that's fine. But there's a line in the sand somewhere, you know what I mean? Let's watch. This has to be one of the most impressive tattoos I've seen in a really, really long time. It's this micro-realistic Batman disco ball type of tattoo. It's really fucking good. And I think it's really impressive that people are able to do stuff like this and make it look so good. My only concern is that it's like, how long is it actually going to look like this and be recognizable even as Batman? There's so many really tiny details in this that I just feel like aren't going to stick around very long at all. I will say I like that this tattoo has a lot of contrast and a black outline. I think that's going to help it out for sure. But there's some of these really tiny faint lines that divide up these little squares into this disco ball texture that I just feel like, you know, they're going somewhere quick. They're not going to stick around. And so that brings up the question of, does it matter if a tattoo is going to last a long time or not? I think it's important to a degree, and it definitely just comes down to the client's personal choices and preferences. But my fear is that there is this assumption that some people might have that all tattoos are permanent and going to last forever and going to look like how they look when they're fresh for the rest of their life. And that's not true or accurate at all. So as long as tattoo artists are being transparent with the clients about expectations and reality and aging and fading, then I'm fine. That's all I want. But for me, it is mildly important, I guess, that it lasts for a good amount of time. I don't know if I need every tattoo to look really good 30 years later, but I need more than 5. Let's stay on theme for a little bit here. If you don't know, this is probably one of the worst places you could ever get tattooed. It's essentially your palms and fingers are like one of the hardest places to not only just tattoo, but for a tattoo to actually stick around. Like, they get so much sun exposure and there's so much movement and friction that they experience every single day. And the skin, just baseline, the skin in these spots is so different than anywhere else. So it's already set up to not last a long time anyways. And then when I see a tattoo that looks like this, I can already tell immediately that this person went so shallow. They did not go deep enough to make any of this last. I would be surprised if this thing lasted 6 months. This is hardly in the skin. And I did a little bit of digging. This person is actually kind of in the like esthetician realm, and they're one of those people who kind of transitioned from permanent makeup into fine line tattooing. Please heed my warning. Stay away from anybody like that. If you happen to be looking into a fine line tattooer and they also do permanent makeup, I would say red flag. Permanent makeup and tattoos, although are similar, they're very different. The application of them is extremely different, and the expectations behind them are also extremely different. Tattoos people expect to last forever. Permanent makeup does not have that same expectation going into it. This tattoo is not sticking around. I think I got a couple other ones kind of in this realm. Let's just knock them all out, you know? Let's talk a little longevity, shall we? Let's flip the script a little bit. Let's look at some bold tattoos. This is what they mean when they say bold will hold. Holy shit, dude. This is exactly what a tattoo needs to look like if it's gonna last for someone's entire life. This is so fucking sick. I love all the negative space in this tattoo specifically. I think it's really cool. There's some super sick gradients going on. Holy shit. Oh my God. Their back piece, I did not even watch this long enough to see their back piece when I found this video. Oh my God. I assume the same artist did that? No way. This is one of the best tiger faces I've ever seen. Well, it still stands. A perfect example of bold will hold. It doesn't have to be American traditional tattoos that last a long time. I think that's kind of played out and getting beat to death a little bit. As somebody with American traditional tattoos, might I add. I think the best recipe for a long-lasting tattoo is large scale, high contrast, and honestly, that's about it. Obviously, that's really generally speaking, but let's see what other ones we got in here. We got another one. Damn, dude. Okay, kind of a longevity special. Didn't even really realize that. POV, you're into fine line tattoos. Ooh, what is the size of that mag, dude? Holy shit. I wonder what they're using as ink caps. Just red Solo cups? This is insane. I mean, these lines are looking real fine, I tell you what. Ow. This is another interpretation of Bold Will Hold. Large scale, super high contrast. It's got a lot of black. This is a tattoo that's obviously going to last a long time. I don't need to sit here and explain why. I think anybody could look at this and understand that it's super legible. You can tell exactly what it is. You could see this from, I don't know, maybe a mile away. You might be able to. That is a fucking big tattoo. Bold Will Hold. Moving on. Let's... Okay, let's check out this one. Before I show you, I need you to chime in the comments. What do you think about this one? How do we feel like this one's going to age? I'm kind of torn. No, I'm not. I actually have a pretty firm stance. Wow, this is a really cool looking tattoo. Wow, really impressive line work. God, this is actually a really sick tattoo. I'm super impressed that somebody's able to make a tattoo that looks like this. That's not easy at all. There's probably really few tattoo artists who would be able to do this. The only thing is I can't help but wonder, when I see tattoos like this, is how is it going to hold up over time? Especially because, I think I'm probably most concerned about this middle section where the finger waves are going between this kind of yellow and orangey color. And the line work in between is transitioning from white to yellow. Those are all colors that are like obviously on the lighter side, and those are the colors that are first to disappear when we talk about colors fading, because different colors are going to fade at different rates. I mean, what I will say is I think that the general silhouette of this thing is probably going to stick around for a really long time. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about the pattern texture inside of the waves. I just feel like that is going to become completely illegible at some point. I will say that I think it's a little bit fishy. I went to the tattoo artist's Instagram. They do have a highlight on there of healed photos, which is a green flag. I like that. But it does feel a little bit like they're cherry picking what tattoos go in there. It's mostly things that are healed, which is cool. A healed photo is great, but there's nothing in there that's I don't think I saw anything older than 2 years in there. And they looked fine after 2 years, but what is that it's like the bare fucking minimum. I would hope it looks good after 2 years. There's nothing like 5 years and who knows how long they've been doing this. So I can't sit here asking them for 10-year healed photo. And that just doesn't exist. But I would say it's almost a red flag that doesn't exist. Nobody's done this for this amount of time. Do you just want to be experimenting on your arm? You can. Go right ahead. No, I think it's cool, but it just is always a little bit concerning when you don't have the proof of how well something's going to age. And speaking of proof, American traditional tattoos. I think the best part about tattoos that look like this, besides the fact that I think they look really fucking cool, is that we can see a long history of tattoos that look like this. We actually have physical evidence of what tattoos that look like this look on somebody who is really fucking old. And there's only a few styles out there really where you can see that physical, legitimate, tangible evidence of a well-aged tattoo. I'm not talking healed, I'm talking on an 80-year-old. We're limited to most types of traditional tattooing. American traditional for sure. I think it's probably safe to say neo-traditional is probably gonna age pretty similarly. Definitely Japanese traditional. You can see that on some old fucks for sure. Pretty much any type of tribal tattooing. And I'll lump in with that ornamental black work type of stuff. These large scale, really heavily black I think generally speaking, really done black and gray tattoos are probably going to have a great lifespan. We can throw in Chicano tattoos as well. We can probably throw in like large scale lettering. But as like designs get smaller and finer lined, there just isn't the same evidence. And that's not to say that those aren't going to age well. I'm sure they can, but we just haven't seen it yet. And I do think that's something that you should keep in mind if you're not sure what style of tattoos you want to get and you're kind of up in the air. Think about longevity, or don't. Who cares? I think that's kind of about it. We kind of got one more in this realm. Let's just check her out. We got a white ink tattoo on the inside of an ear. I don't know if I've ever seen a video of a tattoo that just screams 2026. This is the shit, man. I don't even know really what to say about this. To me, it kind of feels like it's just one of those tattoos that it's like, why'd you even get it? I do think white ink tattoos can be cool if they're like, I don't know. I just don't really see the point in getting it. It's kind of like, the really tiny fine line sticker sleeve type of deals that people get. And that's cool. And I'm happy people are getting tattooed. As long as people are getting tattoos, I'm fucking stoked. But it does, as somebody who likes really dark stuff for the most part and kind of, I don't know, slightly larger tattoos, it does feel a little bit like, what's the point? Like, you spend X amount of dollars, this thing's going to be on you for a long time. Why not get something visible? Why not get something people can see? And I get it. It's not everybody's mojo. It's not everybody's jam. It just kind of feels like it's stupid. Yeah, that's how I feel. You asked for it. No, you didn't. Let's move on. Actually, just kidding. Before we move on, if you're watching the video, I hope you like it. If you don't, whatever. Fuck you. Back to the video. Tattoos like this are so frustrating to see because I feel like videos like this are just a weird marketing ploy to try to convince people that these tattoos make any sense and look good. For me, it's not that they don't look like anything. Like, I'm down for ornamental, abstract, geometric, black work, whatever. I think that can sound really cool and look really good, but I think it's more like the concept behind it is it only makes sense when you're with your other person, and the gesture's sweet. I have my wife's initial right here underneath my wedding ring. I have a portrait of her. I think getting tattoos for a significant other or your kid is awesome. But what I don't like about these is that they don't actually look how they're supposed to look when you're just like standing, existing. Like, if two of my friends got a tattoo like this and I just looked at them, even just standing next to each other, their tattoos wouldn't make any sense and they wouldn't look like anything. They wouldn't mean anything. And then to show them off, you have to be like, hey, come here, let's hold hands and get into this really perfect spot. And even then, it's not going to get lined up perfectly. And I also think it's kind of shady that these videos are clearly reversed. Like, they get it perfectly lined up and then tell them to separate and then they reverse it. I think it's a clever video, but I don't know about you, but I feel like it's kind of misleading. No? It doesn't really sit right with me. The reversal, I think. But it's also not that deep. Let's continue. Let's look at another thing that I think is kind of fucking fishy. You know what I mean? I see tattoo videos like this go viral all the time where it's kind of this ASMR setup video and there's this placement and it's something cute, and then after this stencil is placed, they're going to spray it with fucking whatever and then wipe it off so the stencil is a little bit less dense, a little bit less prominent, which artists do all the time when they're tattooing, especially finer line stuff. But I think the problem that I have with videos like this is that they're extremely misleading and might even be getting this artist clients when this video actually doesn't even show the actual tattoo. It's just like a stencil reveal. This video got like fucking 800 billion views or something like that. And it just has nothing to do with this person's ability to tattoo. I mean, I guess it doesn't need to per se, but there's like no artistry involved in this. This doesn't say anything about this artist. This doesn't tell me anything about their skill level. This is just like, I don't know, somebody figured out that stencil videos do really good on the internet. Now I see so many tattoo artists posting like stencil reveals and like stencil peels or whatever the fuck they're called, and then not actually showing anybody the tattoo. And I'd be willing to bet they're getting clients strictly off of these videos. when we have no idea how their tattoo actually looks. Kind of fishy. You know what I mean? Kind of fucking fishy. Nah, I mean, let's check this out. You know what we should check out? Let's check this out. Tattoo regret is real. I don't even understand why that's the caption. What do you fucking mean? Tattooing stretch marks. I don't fully understand how this works. I feel like I've seen different videos where people will tattoo these stretch marks with like trying to color correct a little bit. And I've also seen videos where people, what I think might be the case on this one, where they will tattoo like with essentially nothing. And there's something about the like traumatic experience of the stretch marks getting tattooed that will make them heal less noticeable. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know. But what I do know is this is insane. This before and after is absolutely ridiculous. One healed session later, and it's essentially like they have no stretch marks. I mean, Jesus. That shit fucking worked, dude. I don't know. It's insane. That's really fucking cool. You know, it's like a unconventional tattoo therapy type of deal. Like people get tattoos all the time because they like can help you feel a little bit more comfortable in your skin, like your body a little bit more. And this is like a very literal sense of this. Jesus Christ. It's like a very literal example of that. This is still some kind of tattooing, I think, and made these stretch marks completely disappear. Fucking cool. Let's continue. Oh, yeah. I saw this video. It was cracking me up. POV, you're tattooing an elbow. Oh, my God. I mean, that's why tattooing is just so different than any other art form. There's nothing else like this at all. Painting's not like it. Drawing's not like it. Sculpting is not like it. This is its own thing. It's just a different beast. Like, skin is really weird. Putting ink inside of skin is really gross. And we're imperfect bodies. You know, we aren't symmetrical. We move around. We age. We like turn to fucking dust, basically. And there's bones under the skin, and the skin moves differently than the bones do. It's a whole thing. There's twist tattoos. There's I don't know. There's all sorts of shit. Like, tattooing is just fucking insane. It's crazy that who even figured that shit out? Like, how do you I don't know. Tattoos are just fucking sick. It's crazy that we can even be getting tattoos. If you're not getting tattoos, you should go get a fucking tattoo, man. You know? It's cool. Okay? Simple. Next. Okay, I've been putting this one off. Let's just look at it. Oh God. Oh, what? Oh no. And you're holding the ink for him in this little thing? Oh, Jesus. Oh God. Oh, I hate it. I hate watching videos like this. Oh, the guy in the Gucci pants in the back? Is that what that is? Insane. These guys are just kind of fucking vibing on the stoop. You know, it's hard to look at stuff like this and not have that reaction that I just had. Like, oh, it's so crazy. Oh, it's really fucked. But, you know, in the grand scheme of things, what I don't know, what's the big deal? Like these dudes are literally in some tiny ass village living in houses made out of dirt and shit. I think it's fucking dope, honestly. They made some tattoo equipment and they're like inking each other up. Like, getting tattoos is such a, I don't know, it's just a really human thing. People have been tattooing and getting tattoos for so long. It's like second nature. You know what I mean? People just, I don't know, something about the human experience makes you want to shove needles in your body and get permanent markings on them. I don't know how to explain that any further. Is it unsanitary? Are there risks involved with these practices in an environment like this? Yeah. But it feels a little weird to sit here in a fully developed area complaining that their standards aren't the same. I think I gotta have a little bit of grace when watching a video like that. You know what I mean? Could somebody lose a limb? Yeah, for sure. But I I don't know. The circumstances are wildly different. Let's continue. Check out this tattoo. I wanted to show you this for one specific reason, because I think that this is a pretty solid example of like a decent tattoo. I think this is nice, middle of the road. There's a lot of flaws with the tattooing that you can see if you zoom in on any of these spots. And so I thought it'd be interesting to zoom in on these spots, talk about why I don't think this is like an A+, but I'm going to start off with the redeeming qualities. And that is, you can look at all of this and tell exactly what it is. I think that's the most important thing in a tattoo is, can you tell what it is? So it has that going for it. But if we actually zoom in, something that I can notice almost anywhere in this tattoo is where the artist lifted up the needle and then re-entered the skin. I can see where these lines are kind of getting broken up into smaller lines. And I'm also seeing mainly a lot of problems with the shading in particular. There's a lot of needle marks that you can see, so I wouldn't describe this as smooth. It's very blotchy, and I think it's going to be even more noticeable when it heals. And all of these things just kind of point to somebody who might not be super experienced. And with inexperience comes other red flags, like maybe hygiene issues or somebody not knowing how to instruct aftercare properly, maybe in a less clean environment. Obviously, these are massive generalizations, but I think it's helpful to be aware of and to be thinking about when you do get tattoos and when you are out there looking for new artists. And again, I just want to go back to what I started this with. This is a decent tattoo. This is fine. It looks like what it's supposed to look like. You can tell what all this is. And I think that is ultimately the most important thing. I think it can be helpful to talk about these things, especially for younger people when they're trying to navigate like learning about tattoos and what to look for in artists. Conversations like these, I think, can be kind of helpful sometimes, hopefully. Moving on to our final video, let's just check it out. This is a tattoo of a rug. This is insane. This is almost making me uncomfortable. Not almost. I'm very uncomfortable looking at this. I feel like I can feel the texture. There's a weird sensation going on in my chest when I watch this person touch this tattoo. It's really, I'm feeling uncomfortable right now. I'm gonna be honest. This is really fucking cool. I don't know how else to say it. Is this gonna look like this in 30 years? I don't fucking know. People haven't been tattooing rug textures on people for very long. So who knows? I do think that these sort of blocks of shapes and color are gonna stick around for the most part. I think it'll be kind of recognizable that it is a rug. This texture, God, the texture is just insane. It's so well done. It looks just like a rug. I can't even believe it. I think that, I don't know if I really have any reason to think it's not going to look like a rug. It might not have the same sharpness and, the texture will kind of smoothen out a little bit. But that's just how tattoos go. That's how all tattoos go. No tattoo is going to look how it looks when you got it fresh versus when you're dying. Okay, that's the nature of the game. The nature of the beast, if you will. And on that note, my friends, I think we've done it yet again. Another video. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. If you're still watching this, I don't know why you'd still be watching this if you didn't like it. That's a you problem. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos. I'm gonna make more. Okay, that's plenty of this. See you next week. Peace.